Hi, welcome to Warwick Podcast Society. We are here with another episode with another interesting person from our MBA batch. His name is Vlad. And Vlad is from Ukraine. He's a lawyer, he's a corporate lawyer, and has his expertise in disputes and transactions. He also serves as a deputy head for International Law Committee at Ukrainian Bar Association. He has also been recently named as top 100 MBAs across the globe by Poets Quants. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much for inviting me.
Yes. So before we move forward, Vlad, we just want to, if you can just start a bit about your background and talking about yourself.
Yeah, so you basically mentioned all of that. I identify as a lawyer from Ukraine. That's probably the main thing. Most of my time, pretty much all of my time, I spent with law firms. Several of them. I started with a smaller law firm in my hometown, which is Zaporizhia in Ukraine. When I moved to Kyiv, I also worked with several of them, and I work with internationals. I work with large Ukrainian companies. Like my current employer is one of the largest Ukrainian law firms. It's called Tsenko.
Okay. And before this, you studied in Ukraine, or where did you do your undergraduate or master's from?
I went through the whole legal education in Ukraine, after which at some point of time I decided that I need some extra qualifications in arbitration. So I went for an LLM one-year program at Stockholm University.
Okay.
It's a highly specialized program in international commercial arbitration, which is very good. I recommend it for students every year because I coach a team of students who participate in Vismut competition. It's arbitration competition, and I think that Stockholm trains one of the best students for this competition.
And so moving on, now we are here, and do you want to talk about what motivated you to pursue your next step of career move, which is MBA, and with especially and what are the biggest challenges you face while making this transition?
Oh, let's start with the challenges. Obviously, the price of this whole experience. If I'm lucky and I work for that to get the scholarship, and scholarship definitely helps a lot because it covers the expenses. Yes. But if you need to pay the whole price of it, I guess it's like 54,000 this year, right? Plus people need to pay living expenses, plus some traveling, and all of that compiles. So overall, I guess if you have to pay for the whole experience, I guess it's somewhere close to 1,100, yeah, something like that, in US dollars. So it's pretty expensive if you have to pay the whole sum on your own. So the only way people from Eastern Europe can do that is usually through scholarship or something like that, some kind of support. And speaking of why, I think why is even maybe more interesting question. I don't have one why, I have many whys. The most interesting to phrase one, I guess, is that you see lawyers in businesses, but also in corporate firms, they're often viewed as deal blockers. So they say, no, we can't do it. And I wanted to change it because I have quite an entrepreneurial spirit in me. So it balances in me with the legal profession, which some could say is based on managing risks. So I never thought of myself as a no guy, but I don't also want to be like just a yes guy. I want to be like a can do guy, and to be that kind of person, it helps to have an MBA to gain this business acumen and everything. It's also popular with some European corporate lawyers. It's less popular in the US as far as I understand, but I've seen many large European companies who's a head of so managing partners or managing directors hold MBA from reputable schools.
Okay, and I completely agree to where you said about the deal blockers, especially when in investments, and you know how corporate lawyers work. Even I have seen like the lawyers who are more preferred, who knows the business, who has the business knowledge, and also kind of supports the business team more than just be like, okay, this cannot be done. This who goes by the book or who goes practically. So being more practical always helps. And I think, yeah.
It's all about different speed, because lawyers, they tend to do everything slow. Yes, we do work like overnight, over weekends, but still it's slow because we tend to do lots of work, lots of analysis, and this scenario, that scenario, impossible scenario as well. And I won't get into details, but we tend to do that very slowly. And business always wants us to be faster, shorter, not necessarily sharper. So sometimes they just want quick solution, and then we fix, as a business, as a client, and then the client or business is willing to fix it later or adjust it later. Right. But again, we as lawyers, we understand we take the responsibility for the decision, and if something goes not that well, then the business or the client will come and say, you remember you said that, or you wrote that, which is even worse. Now you have to be responsible for what you said, and that's why we sometimes also try to analyze everything before we say even smallest word. But yeah, we need to find this balance, because the future of law firms, even big law, even the most sophisticated practices, is not just being lawyers, but being business lawyers. Okay. And in these two words, business goes first. Nobody says lawyer's business, right?
Yes.
So that has a reason beyond just grammar.
No, absolutely agree. And so just when you touch base upon you being funded by WBS, right? So you've gotten 100% scholarship is what you're saying.
I'm not sure I can disclose that, but since you said it, I won't correct you. No, I could just say that I'm very much... I very much appreciate support from WBS. Yeah. That was a major thing that made this possible for me, because without help from WBS, that wouldn't be possible at all.
Okay, no, that's good. And so moving on to the next one, I wanted to ask you what if you can share some insights about your legal career in Ukraine, and what kind of work you were involved in Ukraine.
Sure. So during last years, I specialized mostly in disputes with international element. So whether it's international commercial arbitration or investment arbitration, or with those disputes with like trans-jurisdictional litigations, or sometimes it's just a set of litigations in different countries which can be related by subject or common aim, goal, whatever. But funny enough, sometimes we also have transactions. Previously, I did work on some M&As as well. So it's hard to say. That you need to consider one thing is specialization. So yes, definitely each lawyer has a specialization, either in a certain area of law or industry, or both, which is, in my personal opinion, is better, because you have to understand certain industry so you can cater to those clients and understand their business. But also we need to understand the market. The market is, at this point of time in Ukraine, legal market is the market where dispute lawyers, criminal lawyers make more money, because it's challenging, it's difficult right now.
Difficult times,
yeah, we understand that. Whilst, say, back in 2007, M&A lawyers would make more money, way more money than they're making now. There would be more dispute. We're expecting that. When the war ends, we expect lots of new deals in M&A, lots of work for banking and finance people. So this is just cycles of the market. It depends all the time. One thing I can tell you, however, is that dispute lawyers still make money on both sides. It's just the nature of the disputes change. Whilst now we need to focus on compensation for damages caused by Russian invasion or insolvency or sometimes force majeure, something like that. When the times are good, we do post M&A disputes.
Okay, so it's more cyclical, like how you're saying.
Like
I mean,
any
now,
market.
obviously now
Like
the
any
times are
market.
different, but like otherwise it's cyclical, and then you specialize in that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just moving. How do you find MBA? Like how rigorous the program is? What is your opinion on this? And plus, how do you manage your professional and personal life? I'm guessing you're married as well, so yeah.
Yes, I am married, managing it quite well. My wife supports me in this extra qualifications for me, and I'm very thankful to her. In terms of this program, it's a good program. You need to understand what you are getting. This is a general management program, because perhaps not everybody knows that, but there are finance MBAs. Oh well, you do know about that, but some of our audience might not know. There is finance MBA, there is marketing MBA, there is operations MBA, all sorts of MBAs. Again, then we can go into like industries.
Yes.
I mean, this school does have some focus on some industries, automotive, for example, right? We are like historically strong in automotive, aerospace, things like that. So if you want this, yes, please. And this is something relevant right now in Ukraine, because we're developing this new drones, all the defense systems. So this is very much relevant. Yeah, and then again, general management programs. So that means that you have lots of focus on strategy, which was probably the most important part of the first part of the program.
Okay.
And then you can go and select what do you want. You want more finance? Like in my case, I guess I had like 3 or 4 modules in finance, just different stages of it.
Right.
And then top it up with M&A.
M&A.
And for me, absolutely relevant. For somebody who wants a career in marketing, perhaps less relevant, but again, practical aspects of it. What if you are being acquired or merged, or if your company acquires somebody?
Yes.
Will your job be safe? What's going to happen with your remuneration package? All of those questions. This is something you can get during the M&A model, even if you're not in finance or in law.
No, definitely. And I completely agree to this one. As a professor, John, also mentioned that everybody at one point of their career has to go through M&A. And we both are in the same class. It's really engaging. Love it. And especially we have our arguments with lawyers and business.
It's entertaining discussion through which we get the truth, the new knowledge. This is why it's good.
No, love it. So just going from, since you're talking about skills and knowledge, so what do you think how this MBA has provided you with those essential skills which you have acquired through your MBA? Few things if you can talk about it.
Again, strategy module applicable everywhere in your personal branding or in, say, building a company,
Right.
creating something new, or developing an established corporation. It also can be helpful in your personal, as I said, brand management, like you as a person. So many applications. Finance, again, finance is probably, I mean, I understand I won't be able to become a proper finance person, but I'll be able to talk to finance people, understand what they say, understand where to look when they bring their models, which questions to ask, where tricky elements can be found or hidden. So this is why we can get finance models and still extract lots of value out of it, despite it's like just a couple of months. Yeah, but surprisingly, strategic marketing was quite interesting for me.
Okay.
Surprisingly, innovations model. I need to talk about that one. First insight from the innovations model is that even a new way of selling the old service is basically innovation.
Yeah.
Because innovation is not about creating iPhone and that's it. No, just a new way, a new effective way of doing things is innovation. It's not a radical innovation. It's an incremental innovation. And I think that the module which we had here in innovation is probably one of the most structured models on innovations that I've ever seen anywhere.
Okay.
I was absolutely surprised and amazed. I think I can recommend that to everybody. Whatever you do, you should get this module. It's very good.
And I'm glad that it's one of our core modules as well. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And I mean, everybody has to do that module. It's not something which is elective.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that we should have M&A also as a core module so that everybody has to go
Yeah,
through the
I agree.
same module.
I would recommend that.
Yeah, and one thing which I think so you missed because I don't know like leadership module. I think I really liked it.
Yeah, I did.
Run
I
through
did.
the 6 months and then
Mm-hmm.
I mean in the end we are going to be having one of our leadership positions
Mm-hmm.
5 to 6 years down the line, and how do you manage conflicts and how do you deal with people. Being a manager kind of helps a lot. Yeah.
The mind flick part of it was helpful regardless of which career stage you are at right now. Because even if you are somewhere at the lower management or middle management level, that model still helps many people to better understand themselves, understand their core competences, which can be transferred into leadership role.
Right.
So you have to understand. So, for example, I'm forceful optimistic. Speaking of in mind flick terms, I'm forcefully optimistic leader. But there is a positive thing of it, right? Because I can sometimes bring positiveness to other people who sometimes need it. But there is a negative thing of it as well, because if I'm working with very logical and prudent people, sometimes they might think that I'm not taking the problem seriously,
right.
and that might drive them into this additional stress. So this mind flick course helped me understand, for example, details like that. It's an insight, and it's a very helpful insight.
Yeah, you're meeting different people, different personalities, and then how do you handle them? How do you manage? How do you deal in a group? So yeah, definitely. So what do you think? What are your future plans post MBA?
Well, immediately post MBA, I plan to continue with my current employer, Sayenko Horenko. I hope to not only focus on so my position right now is associate manager. That means that I'm working as a lawyer, but I also have some responsibility in managing clients and managing projects. But it's still a legal role.
Yeah.
What I think I would love to get in is something where I would have some more like business development, business building capabilities. It is usually seen as a role. It is usually something that you get at a council level. In finance, I think you call it vice president level.
Yeah.
Or a partners level. So I'm somewhere apart from that period of my career yet. I need some years of experience, definitely. But since I have this spirit, since I want to do that, perhaps if I talk to my management, they will let me do that as well. So I think if I can build value to the shareholders of Sayenko Horenko, maximize, then why shouldn't I do that, right? At least I would try doing that. So yeah, again, in this legal business, I want to transfer from just legal side to legal and business side of it.
So for short term, you want to continue with the legal thing you're doing, and then mix legal with business, and then it definitely makes sense. I mean, like if you see in our batch as well, we're just 2 lawyers. I think so. Right? Not a lot of lawyers do MBA or like pursue career in finance, or like even if they are doing corporate law day in day out, they're doing documentation, dealing with finance people, but having the business acumen also helps you. So
definitely.
And even I have not heard about a lot of other lawyers doing MBA, because I've met in my deal periods also, I've met like different people, but nobody is an MBA and a lawyer. So I mean that's a really good combination to have, right?
You know, when I was deciding which MBA to do, available MBA programs in Ukraine were also on the table for me.
Okay.
So I was considering them, and we have quite many lawyers there. There is a Kyiv Mohila Business School, based in Kyiv. There is a MIM Business School, also a respected institution. There is a new generation business school, so it's a Ukrainian Catholic university business school. It's based in Lviv, that's in the western part of Ukraine. So we do have another one I have to mention is also Kyiv School of Economics. They have this business MBA as well. So we do have MBAs, and I was considering those MBAs as well. It's just at some point of time I decided, since I focus my career on international element, whether it's disputes or transactions, I think it's good to have some more international exposure as well. And to be absolutely honest, in Ukraine, there is no such culture as giving scholarships for MBA right now.
Okay.
So that's mostly American thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
American, then British also took it after Americans, so you can like bargain with the school.
Yeah.
Actually tell them that this is what I'm bringing to the cohort. This is why it's good if I can make it to the class and blah blah blah. Yeah. So the price is quite significant in Ukraine, and here was actually cheaper than Ukraine.
I'm glad that you're part of our cohort also. Before we go for your last advice, but I want to know more about PIM program, which also WBS offers. Do you want to just talk a bit about it?
100%. That's a significant element of the program, if you ask me. And it's also, I mean, you have experience as well with your American option. As far as I understand, Financial Times best 100 business schools are part of this program.
Yeah.
And what it allows people is to go to one of the other good business schools and get a fifth semester, how we call it, like, fifth.
Yeah.
So extra several months to get what they have there. In my case, it's ESADA. It's a good business school in Barcelona. Again, I took M&A there.
Oh, yeah.
I want.
No, that's
I want to compare. To be honest, I want to compare. But just what we have here in WBS, I think the M&A model is very good. It's very good. It's better than in one other. I won't name it. One other British business school that I had a chance to attend the M&A model. So I'm proud for Warwick about that.
Yeah. And professor of practice, so
yes,
that makes a huge difference. Who's already in business? That's
the difference between heaven and the hell. It's, I mean, two different things.
Yeah. Thank you. Last thing, what advice would you give to other legal professionals who are in Ukraine and who might be considering similar path which you've chosen now? So
okay, I think a lawyer needs to understand what do you want to do in your career. Do you want, let me bring an analogy. If you are a doctor and you want to be a good surgeon, be a good surgeon. You don't need an MBA. If you want to run a hospital, or if you want to advance in this career path, then you perhaps could, then you will benefit from an MBA. So same in legal profession. If you want to be a good lawyer, be very much specialized, perhaps get a PhD, perhaps become an expert in a very narrow specific topic, or maybe not that narrow, but on a legal side of legal profession. I don't think you would necessarily need an MBA. Perhaps get a specialized LLM somewhere in your field. Maybe like in 20 years get another LLM in a different field if you need it. But if you're just as me after business development side of this business, sales part of this business, governance as well, MBA is a huge plus. It gives lots of relevant knowledge and skills.
Yeah, that's it. That's a brilliant advice. Thank you so much, Vlad. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have another one next week. Thank you so much.